Alright, welcome back to the Prep Phase League. This is Septimus and Mr. Saiyan here to do cookie cutters versus no value. Let me change those names up there because I forgot.
You also see the Cloud Spire map coming out for no value, with Cookie Cutters taking away the Rask and no value taking away the Lockwood. Just waiting for the picks now. So before picks are going in, I'm going to ask the same question. No value or Cookie Cutters?
You know, that is a good question. They both are fairly new. Let's take a look and see where they stand on the leaderboard. Of course, we got Cookie Cutters with 6 points so far. I don't know. Yeah, so they didn't get any with the last game. So yeah, they are still at 6 points. And of course, no value. Didn't win any games their first weekend. So, you know, we'll see how this goes because I know Cookie Cutters has played apparently, I guess, 2 matches so far where they have taken it completely, giving them the 6 points.
Oh, they actually got 3 points from a team actually forfeiting.
From
So really,
forfeiting.
they've only managed to pick up 3 points for themselves by actually playing
Got
and
it.
defeating the team.
Got it. So, alright, well, it looks like we did have the exact same bans we saw earlier. We have Lockwood and Rask. No, I'm sorry, they were banning Helio. So, another Garrison pick. So he's,
I'm excited to see it again. I love the Garrison. I love the Rask.
well, it seems like he's getting popular. Since we saw Ranked go in, you know, it didn't seem like Rask was getting banned out all that much, but, you know, with the ranked test that they did, I saw Rask banned an incredible amount of times. And so Garrison, as a Rask player, Garrison was actually the one I went to kind of as a replacement. So it's kind of interesting to see that if the Rask is banned, there's definitely going to be a Garrison on the field. So he seems to be a good replacement for Rask in some cases.
Definitely. I'll always prefer Garrison over Rask. I'd rather to root them with the root mod than to flip them.
That is a fantastic mod, especially if you bring the firepowers to support that kind of setup.
Definitely.
So I think I would like to see another Zuki. I did see some excellent combos. First time I saw it was on with Epsary, his stream. He did throw it out there. Him and Piju were, of course, Piju was the Zuki. They would do, I think, 160 damage with a 2-turn root, sticky bombs, big one, and it was just insane. Like they would do about 160 damage plus whatever Garrison would put out just to one person.
Again, I do think they should stay away from that Zuki pick. I'm not a fan, and I don't think Cookie Cutters can actually pull it off. If I'm being quite frank, I do believe that Pup would even be a better fit for their team.
Well, and it looks like Celeste is open as well, so because there's the pup, no value went ahead and took that one. So it seems like they do agree with you, especially for Cloudspire, such a small map. Pup can really do some serious damage. And he doesn't have to move too far to get in range for his ultimate as well. And they went for the Zuki pick along with the Nyx. So trying to stick with that range. Curious to see if Zuki is going to go for that wall mod as well. And of course Asana for the last pick. So let's go ahead.
I would have actually preferred the Asana over the Nyx or the Zuki. I do think a Garrison and Asana would be a frightening combo to go against.
So it looks like we are still waiting for the game. I thought they were
Oh, it's just gone up.
there we go.
I would like to see some color coordination for these games, though. I do feel like we missed it for the last games.
Yeah, you know, mandatory color coordination, that could be a thing. As a joke, of course. Big joke. So let's see here. So once again, on Cloudspire, once again, the smallest map in the game. As you can see from the picture I've thrown up there. 2 of every power-up kind of spread evenly around the map, which does end up taking the fights to a little bit closer to these health over here. Generally just to kind of either deny or hold on to that particular buff, since there isn't another one you can run to. And of course 2 mites right here in the middle, always a good pit stop. Sometimes fights will break out around here as well. So what about you? You asked me earlier, favorite maps. How about you? What do you like to play on?
I do like Evos. I do like how small it is, and because I'm a frontline player, I'm able to stick to my target more. I'm able to hide around corners, come out of nowhere. I just enjoy playing on Evos. You're able to surprise your enemy, and it's just so much fun just playing on it.
Absolutely, I do. I'm a fellow frontliner, so I do enjoy Evos quite a bit. Both Evos and Frontliner being my 2 favorites. Cloudspire, while I do enjoy it, it's just a little bit too easy for someone to sneak away for me. Small map, lots of bushes on the map that they can get into, and as a Rax player, where you're primarily following half the time, because it doesn't matter if you walk through a trap, it's all beneficial. They'll run into that shroud, and then I can't follow them again. I could still hit them for 1 turn, but I can't follow them, and it's very annoying.
To say the least.
Let's see, looks like we are still getting set up.
We're missing a player.
Yeah, let's see, who are we missing? There they are.
There they are. Hash McDubs.
So, alright, so do you have a favorite in this game? Anybody that, between composition, past play style that you've seen? Anybody you're leaning towards?
As you can tell for now, I am very biased, and I will be going with Cookie Cutters because of the garrison.
Just for the garrison. Well, honestly, I would actually kind of like to see No Value take it. Just for the reason is I did watch their games from last week, and I thought they had a very good showing when they weren't going up against a team that was incredibly experienced. And I would like to see them kind of get a little bit, because I know that they've been practicing throughout the week. So I would like to see that kind of come to fruition for them, at least for 1 game.
Yeah. Will be a very interesting match with both teams being new. I am going to enjoy this match. I think it'll be very, very good.
Yeah, I would say definitely an evenly matched team here for sure.
If Cookie Cutters can again go with what they did early turns against Trash, I think this team, No Value, wouldn't be able to pull out the same stuff that Trash will be able to do. So I do think they'll be able to take advantage and keep advantage if Cookie Cutter goes with the same strats for the early game.
That I definitely have to agree with. If they are able to split up No Value like they were splitting Trash up, it will create a bad situation for No Value that they may not be able to recover from. So, because I definitely have to agree with you, where Trash was able to just completely pull back. They were able to regroup. All of their players pretty much knew the exact right move to do when it was the time to do it. You know, with a newer team like this, they've only been practicing together for maybe a week, although some of them may have been playing together for longer.
They also do have a sub coming in for Bright, which is the Hashim McDabs.
Got it. So they are working with a sub this week as well, although That has worked well for, I believe it's Guy Logic has a different sub every single week.
Yeah. A lot of people have brought in different subs, and it seems to be working out for them. Is that something to say with the team, or is that just the subs they're bringing in is just that much better?
Honestly, I'd have to say when you're bringing in people for a sub, most of these players, they all play with each other. So it really doesn't matter who you bring in to sub for you. This is a person that you've played with, you know the tempo of, things like that.
We'll be seeing the same, both of them going for the might. What are your thoughts on that? Would you go for the might at the first turn? Personally, I don't. I don't think it's worth it in case the enemy is already going into the bushes next to it, able to do a big amount of damage to me.
Well, when I'm on my Rask, I have an incredibly aggressive playstyle. I actually like to run up all the way to the end, so I am standing on the opposite side within swing range of that mic buff in case anybody
Great minds
does do
think
it.
alike. That is
Yeah,
exactly what I do,
yeah,
especially if I'm with someone with a dash. And because I play
absolutely.
Garrison a lot, I'm able to run up, get the dash off, root, and there we
Well,
go.
and the
But
great thing
anyway,
is, if no one's there, you can dash across and steal the mic for yourself.
yeah.
Missile barrel. What's
All right, so it looks
Looks
like
like the
yeah.
invisibility coming out from the hook. Wonder if he would try to get behind the team or go straight from the front.
Got Garrison putting off the rockets and moving right down into position to get hopefully a hit on 3 of the enemy team. Some blind.
Now, if Cookie Cutters are smart, they'll go back around and focus that Asana.
Well, and actually looks like that's exactly what they're doing. While we have Awe just kind of running down there. I believe he only has sight on Gravity Mint and Hashi. He doesn't even have a good last known on Spent.
If the Garrison stays completely on the who are the people with the 2? Oh god.
Your bubble's about to
Names.
Working Grimo.
Grammar.
Well, it looks like he is dashing. Yes, he went for the dash for Grimo, locking him in place, or slowing him down rather. Does not have the root mod there.
Surprised at that, especially with the Zuki and the Finn. They're 2 freelancers you would be wanting to take the root mod for, so that they can set up for their ults. So that's very surprising. Very surprised at that. Cookie Cut is choosing to go away from the fight. They should have surrounded the Asana in such a way that she wasn't able to get all of them, but they're able to just constantly put damage onto them.
Sorry, just one moment. I just realized the names were incorrect here. There we go. Alright, so it's like the 2 frontliners expecting to take some damage this round. Of course, with all being over there only by Quark and Grimo, he may not get full value out of that catalyst.
Plasma infusion.
Lava Cookie actually chose to go to a really awkward position.
Of course, Spent moving in, and looks like he'll be chasing Gommel, their support, for a little while. Although moving out of position that turn.
Garrison chose not to follow, but actually go back to his team. That's the smart. That's what Trash were doing. They're using what Trash were doing to them onto no value. That's adapting very well.
Absolutely, yeah, because they had the, everybody seems to be going for the intentionally splitting up the other team. I think where this differs is that they're actually pulling in a retreat to keep the other team split up while fully reinforcing their own.
I will question, why did he dash? Why would the Finn choose to dash for just an Asana? Or did he not know the pup was not in range?
I don't think the pup was invisible at that time, I do believe.
No, because he used his bite last turn. So I do believe they did have vision on him, but they should have realized he wasn't in range to actually hit anyone.
Well, it looks like we got both Pup and Garrison both going to be fighting over that Might Mod. I do believe Pup will land on it first, being just slightly closer.
Fate intervenes.
Looks like the catalyst has come out from Masana. Or is that
Still catching a shot.
very, yeah. Chose the catalyst actually in to the Nyx. Or was Nyx invisible? I should really be checking these things. I'm super sorry.
And Pup landed on the Might to catch that this round. And Awe is going to be taking a large hit because Fura's going to be dashing out. It looks like Spent hoping to grab either Lava or Gommel for Awakis. And of course, Hashi and Gravity Mint still split up from the rest of their team, while Cookie Cutters pretty much has no value, completely split across the map. And looks like Fura's...
That, I am surprised that.
Yeah, they must have thought he was dashing out, so he decided to take that thought and pretty much do a little damage with it. And unfortunately caught that spray anyways. It was a wider spray than probably he was expecting, so he thought he might have been out of range of it. And Lava, fortunately way out of range for Gommel. Bubble would have been really helpful there.
Lava Cookie actually choosing to take the death rather than catalysting out.
You know, this early on they're 1-up. Tying it up shouldn't be a problem. They are playing incredibly well.
They do have the position on the enemy.
And all moving in to root both Grimo and Quark. I have to say, I am a little curious as to why Quark is been tethered up to Grimo this entire time. So usually you see him more
I return to the
kind of
front.
up with the melee characters.
Hmm. Give me a second.
Of course, we've got Gravity Mint going for a splort here, all just looking to slow him down so he doesn't get too far away. Let's see, we got Pup taking his invisible down, and big one thrown out by Remny with the slow mod, very nice. He's probably going to catch all of them in there next turn, and Gommel with the poke spray. And there it is, slowing him down, was able to catch Spence even though he did a dash. Or no, he did not do a dash, so he was still there. And just some extra mines, hoping for a follow from Awe, which even without, Awe catches too.
There's a red mist headed your way.
Very surprised that all didn't follow.
Yeah,
Even taking that extra damage, he would have been in a better position than he is now, unless he's going to ult.
Well, and especially with the knowledge that Gravity has had a Quark tethered to him this entire time, you really need to push the advantage to finish him off, or Quark's just going to get him filled right back up to full.
Also, quickly, we have word that the map overlay is covering the play. Can you confirm that for me?
Yeah, I have actually fixed that already, so...
Okay.
Be still.
Pup's getting into great position for his ult. Garrison choosing to save his ultimate. I wonder why that is.
Probably right here, he might be expecting to take a little bit of damage, but he looks to be dropping it somewhere else on the map. Not entirely sure where. I would
Probably going to combo it with the purple
yeah, it looks like
and
he's gonna
maybe the
be.
Asana.
Looks like he's gonna be dropping it right near Rimney. So that will actually give Rimney and Gommel some little extra help there, because they are going to take a little bit of damage. Looks like it'll be more for Gommel.
Huge damage coming out on Finn, and they know that Finn doesn't have his catalyst, so they'll be able to stick to him like glue, eventually taking him down.
And all with his taunt, bringing it in. If it wasn't for that shield the Spent had thrown up, this may have spelt the end, because Finn decided to go for not a focus spray, and Nick's able to pull it out anyways. And of course, now with the recent garrison change, those health bubbles are only going to stick around for 2 turns. So if Gommel wants to grab those, he will actually have to use a full turn to pick them all up.
I do think the communication was a little off. Garrison should have been telling the Finn to walk over them and grab them. Even if it puts him in a little bit of danger, he would have been able to pick up more health than the Asana will be able to dish out.
So yeah, it looks like Finn opting to go for the generated health bubble as opposed to the 5 available to him. 4 from awe and 1 from the death. And Rimney,
We will see a good ult this game.
excellent ult for
Behold,
Zuki
an
there.
angel of
And
vengeance.
another ult from Fruraz. And Fruraz jumping just in between where all of those Zuki ults match up. And looks like Quark was the only kill they got out of that.
Asana's in a very bad position, but she does have a dash up, so she'll be able to get out quickly. I would be surprised if she actually dashes in rather than going out, regrouping with the team and coming back in. Because if she goes in, she's going to be in a very bad position, and they're not in the right place to be able to make in these calls.
Can you
Well,
keep
They
up?
need to go back and regroup.
And it looks like she did do the dash, taking 34 damage as well from the Nyx on the enemy team. And did dodge those sticky bombs though. That was not a bad move, although she basically did pick up the same amount of damage through the Nyx trap. We've got Awe on the opposite side of the map, really spread out from his team now. Looks like he's going to become the target of these 3 grouped up right here. And of course, Fruraz over here in just about exactly the same situation. Frontliners are really going to be the target right now.
Definitely. No Value just needs to pick up these kills.
Twisting steel.
So of
Cookie
course,
Cut is looking extremely low.
and Fruraz looks like he is using the leeching health mod, which saved him right there by 8 points. So leaving him with 2 health to stay alive. And Awe does not appear he will have the same luck, with the Grimo ult dropping right on his head, as well as Gravity jumping in, or I'm sorry, Spent jumping in with Puff there. And of course, Fruraz now throwing up his shield, which will only be 30 as he didn't take the extra shield mod. But he will be getting another 5 health from Lava Cookie here. And that'll bring him up to essentially a 43 health total that they'll have to blow through.
Go on,
Which
please.
shouldn't really be a problem for a Nyx and Finn combo.
Like 2 ribbons.
I do think she will survive with very low health.
4 health. And Suki's gonna
Oh.
join in there.
Suki brings it.
Yeah, Gommel would have died there. That was a good call not to attack, although he did take it there. and opting to use his ultimate,
Where's the ultimate?
which is going to catch just Gravity Mint in cover for only 15, but did throw him out
5 turns remaining.
and didn't
Stay
quite
focused.
break the tether with Quark. All opting to go for a full move this turn.
With only 5 turns remaining, No Value has to pick up a kill now, or they will be taking the defeat.
I would say that both teams are in an excellent position. Now the only thing is No Value is far more spread out than Cookie Cutters, which is clustered just in that one corner.
Newborn Grummonk.
Fresh from the vents.
Cookie Cutter should use the same tactics that
Spin
Crash
completely
used in the same
missing,
corner.
but Rimney catching several mines there.
4 turns left.
Gravity's very low. Looks like Gravity will be going down.
Yeah, looks like they will be taking Gravity out because he does not have a dash, and I believe he used his catalyst earlier on when he was being chased around by Awe.
It does look like Cookie Cutters will be taking the first game.
And of course, both Gravity and Quark slowed regardless. Oh,
Quark
with
comes
that
out.
ultimate, very nice.
No Value
that-
will be able to survive.
Yeah, that will continue to keep him around, although he is now slowed, double slowed rather. Will he be making an outside of the range? He is outside the range of the big one.
Pop Walk is
Man.
actually missing.
And
I do suppose it was because of the dash.
My slave.
And Awe did actually
3
get
turns
rooted
remaining.
there, although it is a good position for him. And Fruras does have an ultimate, which will save Gravity Mint. Quark, interestingly enough, I believe already has a tether on Grimo.
He does.
I would expect him to use the overcharge, but it doesn't look like he's going that route. And of course, yeah, that was interesting.
Gravity did have his catalyst up, just using it there.
And of course, Awe opting to use his catalyst just to deny that health. And still getting caught with a rocket from Awe, keeping Grimo at incredibly low health levels that I don't believe he'll be
2
able to
turns
recover
left.
from unless he can escape Awe, who will be chasing him now. And Awe going to be using a slow on him, so that will keep him just in range, because Gravity really
Asana does have ult though, so she will be able to keep Gravity alive for another turn. But at the same time, No Value has to pick up a kill.
There
Only
it
2 turns
is.
remaining.
Yeah, there's that ult that you mentioned, and it will be probably the only thing that keeps Grimo alive for another turn. There we go, with the overcharge, healing him for only 16.
No Value have to do something very quickly.
Popping his second wind as well. Looks like Grimo is just pulling all the stops out to try and stay alive just a little bit longer,
Final
because
turn.
they know if he dies, the game is over.
I do think it's the wrong move. They should have been going for the kills.
Yeah, it looks like Spent is going to be chomping down on Lava Cookie, who has saved her catalyst this entire time and will be using it just to get away. Excellent move there. It looks like this may be over unless somebody just pulled something out of nowhere.
Cookie Cutters knows it's over, pulling out the taunts. Taunting the enemy. Using that Zuki ult for bad manners.
Bad manners.
Now you've done it.
Sometimes you have to use it just to not waste it, you know? There it is. And everybody throwing the GG up. They know it's over.
They know.
So Cookie Cutter's taking this match 4-3, 20-round match. Well played on both sides.
Well,
I
no
still
more
can't
heads to
believe
roll.
they were able to keep that Grimo along for as long as they did. So, and let's take a look here. Wow. Wow. So Zuki looks like was able to position herself correctly and ended up walking away with the most damage at 500. And close behind we had Garrison. Amazing, doing just nearly about as much damage as Rimney. So frontline firepower there.
That Garrison was able to stick to the enemy though most of the turns, outputting damage every turn.
And of
Pretty
course,
much.
yeah, and of course, gotta point out Fruruz as well, because 484 on Asana, another frontline firepower, just beating it up out there. So even with 509 damage received. So, alright, enough of that beeping.
I will say I have to take back what I said about Zuki. The Zuki worked out perfect for them in this game.
Absolutely, dealt an incredible amount of damage. So let's take a look. Looks like we are setting up for round 2. Alright, looks like they do have it set up.
Let's do it.
I would like to see the Evos map coming out. I would also like if a Garrison is played to take that root mod. The root mod would have been perfect for them that game. The amount of times he was able to jump in, but
Absolutely.
not able to root them into the damage from his team.
And that's part of the trouble of modding out your Garrison is he has so many great 3-point mods. And you can only take it on 3 of them, and that's only if you want to use a 1-point mod and a 0-point ability for one of those. So it's incredibly difficult to pick and choose what you want on him.
That's true, but I do think they need it, especially with taking the Zuki and the Dr. Finn. The root mod is almost needed in that situation. With Finn's ult being able to come down, or Zuki's ult, Zuki's big one, there's too many opportunities for them to actually not take the mod.
I have to agree, because especially with the big one being available, as well as Dr. Finn's ultimate, you can definitely throw down a big one, and you have 2 ways to either trap someone there or pull someone into it using Dr. Finn's ultimate.
Definitely.
So it looks like we're still waiting on the other team to join before map choosing.
I do think that the Dr. Finn suits Grommel's playstyle a lot more. So I would like to see Finn on Gommel again.
Yeah, definitely, because he was playing that to the T. He was doing a very good job at keeping the team up.
I would prefer Lava Cookie to actually take Pup away and ban the Nyx out. I do think a Pup in that team would go very well.
That's true, and honestly, I think as far as their ban, they might be smart to ban Asana again after that performance in the last game. Because it wasn't like Asana was able to get off anything where it was like an ultimate hitting 3 different players. There was 1 hit, if any. And
that's because the Cookie Cutter's positioning was very, very well. They were able to pull off what they were trying to do to trash.
That's true, and but even with that, Asana was still able to pull out the 484 damage. So very impressive.
But is it enough to actually take away the Rask? I think if the Rask is banned, they're able to ban it. But I do think you need to ban Rask.
Well,
especially now.
Let's see, because in this game, is it no value that's away this time around?
Yes.
So yeah, so if no value's away, they would be able to get that first pick in. So alright, Cloud
Looks like we got
Spire.
Cloud Spire.
A very popular map today for sure.
Popular all around. I think because people are more familiar with Cloud Spire, is the right amount of size. We're able to go to different positions on the map and still have an advantage over your team.
Right, you know, they are still continuing to work on other maps, so I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to see what they come out with next. And of course, Raspan first pick. So we shall see who Cookie Cutter decides to go with here. I'm expecting a Lockwood or Celeste band to be second. And Celeste it is.
I'm surprised they didn't take the Asana. The Asana has been giving them problems throughout most of these matches.
And yeah, that's what I was expecting as well, but looks like they're going to go with the safe pick. Just make sure the enemy team doesn't end up with Celeste, although honestly, I think since the patch, that's not really a necessity anymore. So she is good. I still think Lockwood is actually kind of moved back into the top as far as, you know, firepowers you don't want the enemy team to have. So it looks like Cookie Cutters are going with Garrison and Nyx here, so going for what they know, what feels safe. And
I do hope the root mod comes out.
and
I really want that. No value taking away Zuki from Cookie Cutters.
yeah, so that root mod might not have any value anymore.
I do hope Cookie Cutters picks up the Finn. The Finn works for them, they need to stay with it. I do know Gommel is a big cork player and he does like his cork.
So let's see, going for that pup you
The
were
pup,
asking for.
I called it.
So let's see what no value goes for. They may try to take that Finn away in this case. Because Finn just being a pretty popular all-around support.
It would be the smart move to take away the Finn. Yeah.
Either that or Helio. Those are really the two support everybody wants to go for.
I do expect no value to pick up the Asana and the Finn. I would not be surprised if they do pick them both up.
And there it is, the Finn taking it away. So Cookie Cutters doesn't have a support at this point, so this will be their chance to pick one up. You said that Gummel is a Quark player.
Yeah.
So we can probably expect to see him jumping on there if he doesn't have that Finn available. But then again, these teams do like to mix it up, so we really never know who's going to be playing who until the game actually starts.
Titus being picked up. I don't know why. I'm very confused with that pick. Nothing works well with Titus in this comp.
And a Helio pick for the last one.
Helio.
And
Helio goes very well with Garrison. Though.
Absolutely.
And Pup as well.
Well, and
that was a very smart pick.
I gotta say, there's not a lot of love for Titus out there except for Pepper, who I guess loves enough for everybody for Titus. But I played Titus a little bit over the weekends and kind of really started to dig into him and how his kits work. And I have to say, Titus has some fantastic kits. It's really hard to get them to work well unless the right situations present themselves.
I do think he should be changed to a firepower though.
I think he would make an excellent firepower because he basically is that kind of hybrid pick between a firepower, especially if you take the basic attack where you just have a single line and do more damage, 32 damage. You're doing just about as much damage as Celeste or Lockwood at that point. Just a melee character, you basically turned yourself into a pup without with a dash that comes up a little less often. Although, if you make your calls right, it's got a two count cooldown as well.
So again, starting it off, I do think Cookie Cutters would take this game hands down. Their comp is just, oh god, it's just too good.
Yeah, they did go with a fantastic comp. They got the 2 melees, one being the frontliner, one the firepower. They've got the one guy sticking off in the distance. And of course, both Garrison and Pup are excellent at delivering the black holes.
Definitely.
So honestly, I would have expected, if they were going to take the Finn as an option, I would have expected No Value to take the Pup to keep 2 melee characters in there for Finn to keep throwing the heals on.
Though what they have to be careful about is the only person on their team able to self-heal is Pup. So they have to position actually better than they were before.
Alright, so it looks like they are going to be starting the game here shortly. Once again, throwing the map up of Cloud Spire. Once again, 2 power-ups for everybody. 2 power-ups of every kind. You know, pretty much placed symmetrically across the map. Lots of places to hide. Lots of places you can get to. Really quickly because of the size of the map. Very small. So, waiting for them to start. Looks like we are starting here.
3, 2, 1.
So you're favoring Cookie Cutters because of their composition. Once again, I would really like to see No Value walk away with at least 1 win tonight. I do think they have an excellent firepower lineup, and I am actually including Titus into that firepower lineup because if they've taken the mods for it, Titus can put out an incredible amount of damage. And I think that that damage mod on his basic attack is just incredibly underused.
Definitely.
So, alright, well, looks like we got Bright on Titus, Fruitraz on Lockwood, Hashi on Zuki, and Gravity Mint taking Dr. Finn this time around. And looks like Gommel taking the Helio, continuing to keep up that support role. Rimney is Pup. Lava taking Nyx again. That was, I believe, her pick last time as well.
Surprisingly, though, I've heard that Lava Cookie is actually a good Pup player.
Really? So it looks like they're switching it up a little. And, of course, Awe did an excellent job with that Garrison taking it once again. And this time, I will actually remember to take the overlay off in time. And let's make sure I've got everybody labeled right as well. And they have switched, so I will change that.
Looks like No Value going to the left-hand side. Or the right if you're looking at the other way.
Yeah. So, alright, so yeah, so looks like No Value has decided to take an incredibly defensive play position while Cookie Cutters spreading it across the map to try and just get as much vision as they possibly can. Pup looks
Now,
like
Pup is out of position now. He won't be able to get into that fight for a while if a fight does break out soon.
I don't believe either teams have vision on each other, so it's still kind of a guessing blind game at this point, with Hashi throwing out the slow mod so they do know where Awe is now, and Awe catching himself right on the front line. So Pup is indeed way out of position at this point, and looks like Lava is actually in an excellent position, right in the back, shooting in from behind, just where you do not want a Nyx to be.
That Pup's going straight for that Lockwood though.
And Gommel with a shield on himself, it's a little interesting choice. Of course, he does have the chin shield on the black hole, and that would be why Awe just jumped right on out of there, no need for shields.
Garrison keeping that slow mod.
I got you.
Looks like they just decided to just rain it down on Hashi.
Straight to hell.
So,
Surprised at that, I would have gone for the Finn,
yeah,
making him use his catalyst very early on, as Zuki has her own dash able to more than likely escape this turn.
yeah, which will probably be the first choice. And of course, you know, Gravity now stuck back there with that Nyx. And let's see here. Brimney and Fruruz right on top of each other. And I wouldn't be surprised. It looks like we're going to see a wall from Gommel, but I don't think it's going to be in a good enough position to catch anybody. Although he did catch Shadow Wolf, who made the dash. And of course, their whole team clustered up on 3 squares right next to each other.
The toll for walking this road is your head.
Thankfully, there's no one really close enough to take advantage of that. If
But they are for next turn, so Nyx will be able to pull out that AoE.
yeah, and if Nyx had just used his orb there, that would have been some bad news.
So it looks like Nyx is actually the one caught out.
Yeah, so Nyx did have an excellent position there in the beginning, but he is immediately finding Lava immediately finding themselves in a place they don't want to be. Looks like they will be using that AoE attack, and I would imagine that quickly after that they're either going to accept the death and try and deal as much damage as possible, or just try to get out of there.
That last step is a doozy.
Blackwood on the other side of the map continuing to go back. Although he is looking to grab that health away
Yeah, limp away.
from Cookie Cutters.
And there it is, and they got slow as well, so yeah, that will prevent them from chasing him too much. And it looks like Rumney's still going to be catching that, I believe it's 35 damage now? Yep, 35 damage from that Lockwood trap, so still not bad. And Nyx didn't even move. Did Nyx get rooted somehow, or were they maybe
I don't
just
believe he did. He just chose to stay there, probably thinking that the enemy team will split up so the Nyx can stay there.
So it looks like we got Pup gonna be dashing in. Didn't quite see where to. Oh, of course, keeping those rockets active so they're always going off. And there we go. Looking on Hashi again. Looks like they have picked Hashi to be their friend. Although
Lava Cookie choosing not to go. They could have definitely got the kill on Zuki there.
yeah, so interested why they didn't, because that leaves her alive with 17 health.
They shouldn't choose to make 2 people go low. They should choose to take out one or the other.
So it
And
looks
that's actually
like,
Lava Cookie going down.
yeah, so that is no value with First Blood there. Although both Fruruz and Hashi McDab's incredibly low on health. And
Again, they both have catalysts, so they're able to escape and keep on escaping for a while.
And looks like that will be the thing they are opting to do. Although Fruruz does appear to be throwing out a light him up to just deal as much possible damage as he can before accepting that death. Oh
Again,
no,
surprisingly,
he's taking a bubble on. He may actually survive this.
Special occasion.
if he survives, he's able to go back and pick up that
In
health
fact,
orb.
I don't see anybody who would outwardly be targeting him either.
Time to make an impression.
Except for that. There it
This
is.
in my spare time.
So they actually called the catalyst. Well, Rimney doing it just in case.
It's
I
best
know-
to do it just in case they
Yeah.
miss completely.
Well, yeah, because I know all these teams, almost all of them at least, do keep track of catalyst use, so they know when someone still has that catalyst dash available.
My work isn't
And
done.
Cookie Cutter's just given an excellent showing of keeping grouped up and keeping themselves in between the enemy team being split up. Just really excellent there.
I would say that's a disadvantage for them at the moment because they're very low and grouped up. While No Value has a lot of AoE damage.
Well, they do have a lot of AoE damage, but they are still all fairly full health. So while they will take the damage, they will probably secure 2 kills. And of course, Garrison has his ult. So
Garrison missing his ultimate on Lockwood, thinking he was one space closer.
That was a shame, but it is going to drop some health to make up for all this damage they just took. A little consolation prize there. And of course, looks like Gommel has his ultimate now. We'll be throwing that out onto Awe. And Lava Cookie just way out of position. I think Lava moved over there expecting someone to make a full movement to the health, and no one did.
But it's putting Cookies at a disadvantage now because they can Nyx aim down there and hit someone.
No, she's really just in a bad position there. Doesn't have an angle on anybody. And
Bad positioning, but the Lockwood is moving closer towards Lava Cookie, so Lava Cookie should be able to pick up that kill next turn.
yeah, and that was actually the catalyst for Lockwood as well. Although he does now have his dash up.
Lockwood doesn't.
And actually, Lava with a wow, 4 catalysts, 5 catalysts about to go off. That's wow. This is going to be a damage round here in just a moment. Let's see what happens here.
Nice try.
Fura is opting just to use a standard dash there.
Feel my
And Bright getting off of 40 and 20 on Awe with the Helio ultimate still doing a little damage there from the previous turn. Lava Cookie throwing out 100 damage on between Bright and Shadow. And he may survive. Nope, did not get the any health from the ultimate. Or at least enough health. And of course Hashi decided to hold his ultimate for this term. And let's see here. Furuz is opting to use his ultimate this time. Even though I believe, yeah, that should put him right onto Rimney and Gommel. Although Rimney looks like he's opting to dash.
They might be able to pick up 2 kills this turn.
Whatever it takes.
That's very, yeah, it looks like they possibly will since Gommel threw that shield onto Awe. It's definitely going to be that way.
Will enough damage come out?
I don't see where Pup dashed to.
That's just behind Titus, and there's one going down and here's the other.
And yeah, that's Gommel right there. Rimney still catching some of that even though he dashed.
Now Lockwood is in a very bad position with no catalyst, no dash. He will be going down this turn.
And it looks like no value actually pulled a really good turnaround on this. This is quite surprising. They were able to get all that lined up. They just had the better use of their ultimates that time. And of course, Rimney slowed, stuck in the middle of that big one there. Furuz taking a death with a little extra from Lava just to make sure.
Just to secure that kill, they need it.
So that puts them 1 away, round 13. They just need 1 more kill to even it up. 2 more to win, and of course, they are all quite high on health.
Pup does have that ult though, so he's able to put out a tremendous amount of damage very soon. Hopefully we won't see no value grouping up for that Pup.
Looks like he is dashing into the middle. I'm guessing he was expecting quite a bit of damage from that between the big one and just a standard rocket, which he still takes a catch. And Lava just putting out a little damage even though it's behind cover just to hit something. And looks like Rimney gets his wish, finding Gravity and Hashi right there in the middle. Of course, Hashi using his rocket boost to get out of town. Gravity Man gonna throw a bubble down just to save himself. Or,
Hashi knows exactly what is going to happen this turn. Smart move to get away.
you know, and actually looking at that ring, I think Hashi might actually be just barely inside Pup's limit. We'll have to see how that works.
I do believe he will still be taking the damage, yes. And so will Finn, I believe.
Look at that, still caught him. And Finn, of course, behind cover, didn't catch anything there. So let's see. So Pup does have a black hole. Looks like it's going to be catching Fru and Gravity Mint. Hashi McDabs in the perfect shot for a rocket. And Rimney actually going to be dashing out, choosing a